listening to Beyond Cheaters, the Detective 𝐸𝐻𝐬 Files. And now, here is Detective 𝐸𝐸𝐻𝐬.
So, now, Camp Gladiator, now, is that where they met at?
That is where they met. I had introduced him to Camp Gladiator to work out.
Oh, wow. So you and him used to work out there, right?
Yes.
And then I guess he kept going back after y'all split up.
Yes. So they that's how they met, was through us going, and we've seen her there at the workout, but I was hospitalized for a month in July, and that's when that relationship started happening, was that summer.
Interesting. Wow. I guess, did you ever see her eyeing your man or anything like that, like checking him out or anything? Was there?
No, I didn't, but I noticed him this after I had gotten out of the hospital and went. I did notice with him.
Interesting. Wow. So your daughter helps you out finding out that now did you ask him about that? Like, what are you doing, man? I mean, I took you there, and you over here messing with some girl at some place where I took you. You don't have any respect for yourself and my family, me. I mean, what was the answer to that?
It was immediately after, like, she told me. I was like, okay, what is our little one saying? Like, what's going on with this? And so yeah, he fessed up after that, and I was like, it's only been 2 weeks that I've left the house, and I can't believe this. And he was like, you don't know what's going on. You don't know how long I've been with this person, because we had agreed prior to me leaving was that we're not going to introduce our little ones to anybody until maybe 6 months or a year that we've been dating, whoever it is that we're dating.
Right.
And so with him saying that, I'm like, okay, so I guess it's been longer than 6 months that they've been seeing each other. So,
or he wouldn't have done that.
Right.
Wow. Interesting. How did that make you feel, Jenny?
Well, we had my family, his family, everybody at church. I baptized him in June. And then, 6 months later, maybe before then, he got baptized to be another denomination, I guess.
Right. Yeah, another church
so,
denomination. Okay.
Yeah, it's working towards a family. It's at this point, like, I've been depleted out of my money. I didn't have a job. I literally didn't have anything. I was depleted of everything. I was literally broken to nothing, to where the depression, I felt awful about myself, and trying to get out of bed was like an effort. So I had nothing, and I had been told of this, like, the kind of personality disorder that he has, but I was in complete denial of it until I finally stepped back and went to counseling and looked at it for what it really is. And so I've been dating with a narcissist, and a very covert textbook narcissist.
Okay. Covert narcissist, so undercover narcissist.
Yes, they're very cunning and manipulative, and there's where your truth is skewed, or they turn your reality into something that it's not. So it's basically turning your world upside down. From what you've known, what you've been taught, what's the normal, becomes upside down to where you're so confused that you don't know what's wrong or right, or how to think for yourself.
Right.
And
yeah,
so it's a real thing.
It's a real thing. A lot of women get caught up in that because they want to believe that this guy's not married, or he told me he wasn't, or I'm separated, or whatever. And they want to actually believe that, and then they stay with them for the rest of their lives.
Right.
I'm glad you got out of that.
Right, yeah. And it's stereotypical in a sense because before leaving me or getting rid of me, because I no longer provided that quote unquote supply, he had already been grooming someone else on the side to take in my place. and to give him that new supply, so grooming someone else. And it's a shock to your system, where not only is it understanding, realizing that I've been with a narcissist, getting over a relationship, and on top of that, putting a child involved, and then that whole dynamics, changing the whole dynamics. Right. So, and PTSD on top of all that. So, and I thought it was just me. I thought it was really me just going through this until I had gotten in touch with his ex-wife.
Okay.
And I had her.
That was my next question. Do you have any history of this? And I guess so.
There is a history. So his ex-wife and I have gotten super close, and it was, and we are really good friends now. Okay. And we came together in a really odd way, but definitely a God thing. But I talked to her about telling me how her marriage was with him, and she had no idea. She had no idea what ours was like. And when she told me her story, it was as if she had been a fly on the wall on our relationship, because it was crazy. Completely mirror exactly the same way, except she left hers where she said she has pictures and videos of what she looked like when she left, where she had to have a friend help her. It was like an escape, because as soon as he went to work, her friend came with a U-Haul truck, trying to get her stuff as quick as possible, and it got to her friend had a gun with him just in case something went bad.
I call it the great escape. You just got to do it and get out, take what you got, and leave.
Yes, and when before I had this conversation with her before I made my exit, and she just said, "Jen, just take everything that you could think of. Do not leave it just to be sentimental, because you're not going to get that back. Just take everything that you need for you and your little one."
Wow. And you did exactly that. I'm sure now. I mean, not to get into all those other things. I'm sure you're in court, probably trying to get child support from him and some other things like that. Knowing what you know now and knowing what you've been through, lots of women get caught up with a narcissist. I like to just call them liars, but the professional word is the narcissist. So, right. Yeah, and they always want to make sure you're wrong. It's not what you see. It's not what you think you're seeing. Let me tell you what's really happening. They try to spin it like that.
Right. That's the gaslighting. Blame you for it. Yep, that's the gaslighting and the shift blaming, and they also call it the word salad. Now is the new term, word salad, where your words are against theirs, and there's a lot of information out there, like on YouTube especially. I've been following Dr. Romney and Dr. Les Carter, because they're professionals in this type of personality disorder, because it's not just a thing like people throw around. Some people may throw it around, but it really is a thing that not just females go through it, but males also go through it. Yeah. And it's hard to spot when you don't know what to look for. And they're so good at putting on that mask, that facade of, being you as a person. And then once the mask comes off, it's like, holy hell, who is this person? It's a complete 180. And sometimes it's hard to get out of it, because of how they manipulate you into the push and pull, where it's like a bittersweet. Well, they'll give you something sweet, but attack it with a negative. That right. Your earrings look so beautiful on you, but it doesn't match your shirt, or something, to where it's like a counter effect. And right. It's little things like that eventually, when you're constantly given that over a period of time, it gets at your self-esteem. Yeah, your self-esteem. That's what I'm talking about. Your self-esteem was way down. Everything he tells you think is the truth, and it's not. And right. Your self-esteem is way down. It's just so hard to, believe, because you're in a situation, you're living with this person. You look at this person every day, and a part of you wants to believe him that he's telling you the truth, but the other part is like, wait a minute, this isn't right.
This is the way to live, you know.
Exactly.
So,
and then here's the thing. I'm an HR director. I make decisions with the owner of a business. You know, these are critical decisions that I make on a constant basis, and decisions are made like in an instant on a fly.
Right.
And then I come home to this where my mind is a clusterfuck and I have no idea. Like, am I making the right decision? Am I thinking this right? And it's not because it's the end of the day and I'm exhausted. It's not that. It's that because the relationship has gotten your mind so flipped upside down that you don't know what is wrong, what is right, what's up or down.
Let me ask you this question.
It's a control thing.
Yeah, controlling. He wants to be controlling. He gives you just enough to make you maybe feel a little good, but not too good. And then controls everything. Controls the environment.
It's like a drug. You want more. You want more of that good stuff. So you try to do what you need to get that good stuff, but it doesn't come. Okay. You get maybe a little bit more, but then it doesn't. It's never the way it was at the beginning.
Right. So knowing what you know now, Jenny, I mean, what would you tell somebody else that may feel that they're in the same situation? What would you tell them to do? How would you tell them to get out of that situation? Now, do you go, before you answer that question, now, do you go to any kind of counseling or anything like that to help you with this?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I was diagnosed with PTSD, and I've been going for the past couple of years, and I was doing really good. And then there are times like with the custody battle, that we've been going through where I would regress just because so with a narcissist, the best thing to do is to go no contact. And of course we have a child together, so we have to have contact. And I get back into that PTSD, and so it's like regressing back and forth. So yeah, I'm still going through counseling, and I definitely recommend it for someone who is going through it.
All right. And so, but now the other question is, like, if you think somebody else is going through the same situation, another female is listening to this, what advice would you give her?
So listen to your intuition, your gut instinct, follow that. And the little red flags that are out there, like, don't discredit any little red flags, like really look at it and see where it's coming from. Because the little red flags become big things. They all add up into little ones. And, some people will tell you that, well, why didn't you get out? Why haven't you left?
Right.
Because it's hard. It's a difficult thing to do because especially if there's a child involved, you want to work it out. You want to work it and one of the things I got into is my family was so involved with us that they were like, just work it out for the child.
And your church too. Yeah,
and in church too. Like they were all involved in working it out, like in us getting back together. And the time where everybody was helping us was the time that he was already cheating on me. And everybody was pouring in and was wondering, like, why don't you want to try now? Like, everybody was pouring into our relationship. So it's hard to get out.
Now, the Colorado trip came up. That was kind of a red flag. Now, did you ever consider saying, like, I'm going to hire a private investigator. I want to see what's really going on? Or did you just kind of ignore it and say, he's telling me the truth. There's not anything happening. Did you ever consider that? Maybe having them checked out, investigated, or anything like that?
I have, especially with whenever. So he took me to court first with getting custody of our child because there was some things that was going on whenever he had her. I had, but I didn't, and I wish I did.
Okay.
So,
and as far as the infidelity part, do you think that if you would have seen him with another woman, that would have helped you get out faster? Would that have made you help make a decision, or do you think you would have still tried to work it out after that?
Well, here's the thing: I have caught text messages, Facebook messages, text messages of him, talking to other females.
Okay.
And I've excused it. He's apologized, and there's, oh my gosh, it's the way he just smoothed it out. I believed it. I believed it, and I shouldn't have. I should have just been like, look, if somebody can disrespect me enough to talk to somebody, you might as well treat that as them physically cheating on you.
Yeah, it's just leading on to something else.
Right.
And then, of course, you probably made some crazy excuse why you did it. And you believed him. Because you wanted to keep your husband or your future husband. You wanted to keep your family together.
Exactly.
So, okay. So if somebody has the same situation, what's the first thing they should do? Should they do what you did? Just, pick up on the red flags and get out as quick as possible, investigate it, and eventually get away?
Yeah, really look within. Like, really look within yourself and with your values and your morale. Like, what is that something that you want? Is that something for your future husband? Is that the example that you want for your future kids? And then look at your past relationships too. And see if that's, a consistent pattern too, because sometimes with being with somebody with that kind of personality, it stems down from your childhood too.
Well, yeah, check out the past, You did good talking to the ex-wife, but I think, pay attention to your gut instinct, your women's intuition. Pay attention to that. And then, if you decide to make a decision, stick with it. Don't give him an extra,
Right, and don't let anybody else, don't let your family, don't let your friends tell you otherwise, because they're not in the relationship. Right. You are the one who is going to be with this person for the rest of your life. Can you live with that person? Is this something that you're going to be okay? There are some people who do stay, but they educate themselves on this kind of personality and how to maintain it and how to be at peace with that person, because there are people who do stay.
Right, and then they never get out.
Right.
All right. Well, Jenny, I want to thank you so much for sharing the story, because I think this story would definitely help somebody out there.
I hope so.
And, narcissism isn't racist, because it can affect anybody, black, white, Asian, Hispanic, doesn't matter.
It takes a psychological toll on somebody for years. It's a mental damage. Yeah. Being with somebody like that.
Well, I'm glad you're getting counseling. I'm glad you're getting better. Detective Gomes is always here to help you out if I can help you with anything. But the most important thing is, thank you so much for sharing your story. I'm glad you're getting better. And you left, and you're a better woman now because of it.
Yes. And now we're friends and still talking, and get back to the normalcy, right?
That's right, normalcy, and then be normal again.
Right.
All right.
Thank you.
Jenny, thank you so much for sharing your story. I'm Detective Gomez, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll see you next time on Beyond Cheaters, the Detective Gomez Files.
Thank you for listening to our show today, ladies and gentlemen. We want to thank our sponsor, Juan Hernandez Law. You can visit them at juanlaw.com or contact them at 214-900-0000 to help me through an accident, and they can help you too. So contact them today.